Once again, this is my life, the one and only inspirational show that you can never get. My name is Humphrey and I'm your host. It's always a pleasure coming your way. Today I'm bringing you a wonderful package. You know, the interview segment continuing from where Dei-Tumi left last week, and also the motivational segment, and then the hangout segment. If you want to hang out with Dei-Tumi, pick your phones and keep on texting, and you will be on the show next week as you hang out with him. You can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and you can also give us your comments. One thing that I want you to know is that Dei-Tumi made it clear that there's a difference between growth and maturity. That is what we are delving into it deeper this week. Just stay around with me, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Great, you're welcome back. This is my live show. If you're just tuning yourself to the station, this is my live show, one of the greatest inspirational shows. Today we're taking it from where Dei-Tumi left it last week and in last week's episode, and I believe that he's going to make impact in your life. Just stay tuned. This is the life story of Dei-Tumi.
People want the certificate to make sure that people know that they have done it. You can have a certificate, but it's what comes out of you that shows whether you've done what you say you've done. There's a difference between knowledge, information, and common sense. The three are not the same. And you don't need certificate to certify your life. It is the quality of your conversation that certifies your life as to who you are. You know, my mother was not, I should say, a Christian per se, but she was very religious. And if you have the kind of background that I have, if you didn't opt to know God, I must say then you're a fool. Even though from the beginning I wouldn't say I was a Christian, because I did some bad things. I remember when my mother used to bake, you know, and I was going to school, you go, Mama, you say, I'm going to school, in local pole, I say, I don't have anything for you. And I used to put cocoa under my slippers. My mother would bake and litter the money around her while she's because, you know, my mother used to bake very powerful tea bread. These days, the tea bread they make is not nice. So people used to, as it's coming from the oven, people are buying. And so she used to put the money around her and coins. So I used to put cocoa under my slippers and then I'll step into the coin. So when he said, I don't have money, I'll just drag my feet away, knowing that the slippers have, you know, clogged something. You know, we did all that. But my brother, the biggest thing that happened to me was in 1979 when I encountered Christ. I encountered Christ in the SDA church, even though I'm not a member now. I was baptized by Pastor Ew and Pastor Bonnie, which is a prominent Adventist in the church. You know, and from then I went to secondary school where I met this beautiful woman who was a child of God from a Presbyterian home, disciplined home, and the parents took me as their child, mentored me. I used to go there almost every vacation, you know, mentored me. And that's when I started growing up, you know, as a Christian in my life. And I can tell you it's been a wonderful journey. God has been, because of the work I do and the kind of attacks I receive and all that, it has become critical that I strengthen my relationship. A lot of people have always said, you're a pastor, you should be a pastor. And I said, no, I've never heard God tell me, be a pastor. On the 23rd of October, 1997, I was speaking in Kumasi. In the evening of that day, at about 11:30 p.m., Mecklin Hotel, in my room, I heard God speak to me. He said, Emmanuel, I am sending you to go and teach my people how to discover their purpose and empower them to maximize their success. That's the assignment God gave me. Never had start a church, never had organize assembly from it all. So when people say to me, you must be a pastor, I kind of laugh. I say, how can God speak to you? In fact, I was speaking in Canada. When I finished, Bishop Bensida Joseph's wife, Pastor Bishop Adaimensa, Bishop Ajinasari, and then Bishop Ado from Nigeria, then Bishop Joel Thomas, a good friend of mine in Canada. He said, kneel down. I knelt down. They poured oil on me. And he said, you are an evangelist. I told them, I've never heard God say to me. You get a point. So, for me, God has been so gracious to me since I've known him. And how far I've come. And the things that, if I've been able to accomplish anything in this world at all, is primarily because God has been so gracious. I know on my phone, I've written on it, I carry the presence of God with me. It is, my hand is like I said, like an egg in God's hands. My life is like an egg in God's hands. And I've told my kids and my wife already that the day God takes his hand off my life, I'm dead and I'm finished. Anybody who tells you that because you work with God, God will not allow you to face challenges is a lie. The Bible said he delivered Joseph out of all his afflictions. Are you telling me when Joseph was going to prison, God was not aware? Are you telling me that when they threw him in the hole, God was not aware? Are you telling me when his own blood brothers sold him out, God was not aware? No. There's a difference between growth and maturity. Many people grow, but they don't mature. Growth is chronological. You can be a boy in a man's structure, but your brain is a child. Same way you can be a girl in a woman's structure, but your thinking faculty only displays childish mentality. The only way you can grow is to build your capacity to handle complex issues in life. And that only comes through your exposure to challenges and distresses in life. In my book, What I Wish I Knew Before the Age of 20, I said, in life, everybody can fall. But it's not the falling that is important, but what you pick up from the ground. Nobody can go to Walmart, or for that matter, shopping mall or ShopRite or anything, and buy experience. You don't buy experience. You earn experience. And that only comes to you by being exposed to the challenges of life. There can never be life without difficulties. There can never be life without trials and temptation. Otherwise, there's no testimony. Courage comes out of discouragement. Possibilities comes out of impossibilities. So if you are thinking that God is just going to make life rosy for you, no way. Watch your Bible. He said, if you walk through, he said, when you go through the fire. He didn't say if. He didn't say, he said when. It means it is automatic. You will go there. Otherwise, how are you going to praise God? How are you going to have a testimony? People come here. The last time I was here, somebody said, I want to be a motivational speaker like you. I said, what work does your father do? He said, he's a doctor. What work does your mother do? He said, engineer. I said, get out of my office. You have no story. Motivational speaking is not reading a book and articulating principles. No. It is about inspiring people to let people know that because you have passed through before, they can pass through. That is the essence of motivation. That is the essence of inspirational speaking. It's not about just rattling some words that anybody can read and come and talk about. No. But God always holds you in his hands. And it's also almost as if he stands by to watch you. Do you remember when Peter was sinking in the sea? He saw Jesus on the water and he said, if it's you, let me come. He said, come. And the Bible said, when he realized that he was sinking, you think God was not aware? He was. But just so that God's power would be demonstrated, he started sinking and then God pulled him out. My brother, if you ask me, has there been a time that I felt like giving up? Many times. Many times. 1996, I lost everything. Everything. I used to export vegetables to London. I had a 25-acre plot of farm. Something went bad. Within 2 weeks, we have lost the whole 25 plots. Every crop there got bent. I was sitting in my office when they came to disconnect my light. Not from the meter, from the pole. That tells you how much I'm owing. It's as if that was not enough. I was on the phone talking to somebody. And before I was aware, the phone went tong, disconnected. A lady that I picked was my secretary. I paid money for her to go and learn secretarial work, came back, and when I couldn't pay her for 3 months, he took me to court. You asked me for paying? I was sitting in the sofa like this and I saw my daughter, who was then in primary school, coming. And when I saw him coming from school at that time, I knew he has been asked to go for school fees, and I didn't have it. And all I could do was do this, because if I brought my head down, that little girl was going to see tears in my eyes. There was a time I couldn't even buy supporter to wear. There'd be many times I couldn't even buy bread for my children. My wife, once upon a time, used to boil 2 eggs, and I saw her boiling 2 eggs for my little 2 girls, and I said, stop it. Boil 1 and take cutlass and cut it into 2. You ask me if I wanted to give up. In 1996, the same time that I lost my father, my wife was pregnant with my second daughter. I woke her up at 3:30 a.m. and I asked her, if I commit suicide, what are you going to do? Listen, my friend, life without challenges is no life.
Maybe you can afford to wait. Maybe for you, there is a tomorrow. Maybe for you, there is 1,000 tomorrows, or 3,000, or 10. So much time you can bathe in it, roll around it, and let it slide like coins through your fingers. So much time you can waste it. But for some of us, there is only today, and you never really know. This quote is by Lauren Oliver. My name is Ajak Nedi Adam. Stay tuned.
My wife was pregnant with my second daughter. I woke her up at 3:30 a.m. and I asked her, if I commit suicide, what are you going to do? Listen, my friend, life without challenges is no life. I was going to commit suicide because where I had gotten to in my life, I couldn't bear it. But again, it tells you that at that time, I had not matured because I was looking at things from the superficial level. You can never buy experience. You have to earn it. I have one wife, 3 kids. My first daughter is doing medicine in the US, 21 years. The second one is doing administration, 19, also in the US. My last boy is at Achimota, 17. And we keep a very private family. Like, we don't. My wife is the principal of the civil service training school. But we try to make sure our family is not exposed to the media as much as possible. Yeah. We're a Christian home. My wife is a pastor of the home. Every Saturday she administers communion to all of us. She prays for us. When I'm sleeping, she prays for me. My wife is a prayer warrior. I mean, I believe that she's a pillar in my life. There are 3 women who are so important to me. My mother, who died about 10 years ago, my wife, and then my elder sister who is in London. These 3 women are a gift to me. I love football. Liverpool is the best team in the world. Liverpool is the best team in the world. Locally, it's Kotoko. Because Ashanti region produces the best fufu. I like to travel. I like to lay in bed and read. The vision God has given to me, I have no time to accomplish it. And so I lead a very, very regulated life. I believe that I am cut out to change generations. I believe that God has called me and set me on stage to make sure that people who believe that their life is tormenting them, I need to give them an escape and help them that they can do it. And so I'm too focused about life. I'm not a type you can have as a friend that you enjoy. I don't play golf. I don't play whatever. I rather walk and maybe enjoy my fufu, you know. But and I like movies. I like detective movies, you know, because if you watch detective movies, it makes you think. You always have to unravel the puzzle, and I love it. Every achievement I've made, every award I've received is for my wife, because she made me who I am. So I don't talk about my awards. I've got lots of them, from South Africa to Ghana to the UK, but they are for my wife. Besides, I'll be honest with you, I am not the type of person who believes in, it's gone. It's no longer my potential, and I don't talk about it. I'd rather spend time impacting lives than, they gave me an award, they call me noble. They gave me an award as a noble. It doesn't add anything to me. It's past, it's gone. What is ahead of me? Right now I have a big project ahead of me that I'm working on. God has linked me to some blind people who are musicians. I'm buying a full band for them. And I'm going to go around the whole country teaching people that if blind people can do something with their lives, if you go and join, you know, what they call the Graduate Unemployed Association, there's something wrong with your brain. Okay, so I have a big project ahead of me, and so awards, yes, but I mean, it's not. So you can see some of them, but it's not something. Let's not allow the young people to think that, you know, that those are important. For me, if I'm reading, it's leisure. If I'm teaching, it's leisure. If I'm motivating, it's leisure. I do the things that I believe God has called me to do. That's my life. I don't have time to waste. If you take my contact menu, any number there is important to me. I don't keep useless numbers in my contact menu. So if I pick up your call, it means your call is important for me. So my life is regulated, as I said, because I'm 50 years old now. I have maybe another 30 years or so to live. And the things I want to accomplish, I don't think 30 years is enough for me. I need more time. So I have to catch up. I am not supposed to be here. It's God who brought me here. From where I come, I'm not supposed to own a lot of companies. It is God. Are you getting my point? In fact, I'm not supposed to have children who are studying abroad. But God has done it. Are you getting my point? Where I come from, I'm the first son of my mother to have put on tie. That alone is a miracle. Are you getting my point? Today, by God's grace, I am able to fly all over the world. People pay my... I'm leaving next Thursday. I'm going to be in London for 10 days. I'll miss my class. You know, bought, paid for, my wife and I. It's a miracle. I'm a Shushan boy. My mother never dreamt that he will have a son whose name will be an international name. Google my name anywhere. It's there. It's a miracle. He said he picked the stones. He picked the uncommon things on the world and make them pillars of... So it's God who has made me who I am. My brother, I will tell you, my life is a miracle. It's God who has brought me where I am now. And I'm eternally grateful to him. If you don't know how to eat fufu, I'm telling you, you're not going to heaven. You see, people don't know. When you lift the warmer, they call the warmer or the pistol, and it goes up, your heart speaks to God. You say, Lord, I'm hungry. And God says, let the thing come down. So the number of times the pistol comes down is blessings. That's why, if you know, I don't know whether you eat fufu, but talk to anybody who likes fufu very much. I'm not talking about eating from plate and spoon. No. In Apotoya. If you eat it well, you see that as soon as you finish, you feel like sleeping. You know why? Because the anointing is too much. All right? So my favorite food really is, you know, but Sunday is either fufu or bankum. I don't joke with it. I like white. I think white signifies peace. White for me stands for anything that is plain. And I think for you to go far, you need to have a life which is plain. So I like white. by God's grace, I've done 13 books. I've done books. I write primarily on things that I believe I'm passionate about. I write on leadership. I write on motivation. I write on business. I write on customer service, and I write on attitude. I believe that if you can master these 4 areas, there's nothing you cannot do in this world. Challenges may come, but withstand it. But you can make it. But I think my best book for me is what I call Unraveling the Secrets to Wealth Creation. Why the rich get richer and the poor poorer. But I think my best book for me is what I call Unraveling the Secrets to Wealth Creation. Why the rich get richer and the poor poorer. I think it's a book that I recommend for everybody to read. Unfortunately, it's out of print, so there's a whole container which is coming. And then my autobiography, you can get it on Amazon, the soft copy, you can get it on Kindle. Otherwise, go to www.Human Capital International, well, not Future Leaders, Human Capital International. You can buy copies there. Once if you're in Ghana, you pay by Visa or whatever, they will deliver it to you. If you want to get a soft copy, Kindle, Amazon, anywhere in the world, you can download it. All my books are online, so you can get it. My next book, which is coming out next year, 2 of them. One is Whatever the Mind Can Conceive, You Can Achieve It. And the other one is The Purpose of Pain and Disappointment. People think pain and disappointment is not good. It's good. Extremely wonderful. God uses pain and disappointment to speak to us. You won't devote time to fast unless God corners you. All right. So there's a purpose for it, and people should watch out for that book. I used to think that whenever I come on TV and I'm on radio and I'm speaking, it's only young people who are listening. But I came to discover that it's not only young people. There are a lot of adults, a lot of middle class people who are facing challenges that people thought it's supposed to be faced by young people. If you are watching this program, I'm sure you've heard a story, you followed us up to this point. All I tell you is this: you need to give yourself a dream. If you have a dream and you understand the tenets of the dream, and you are willing to pay whatever price you need to pay to get that dream accomplished, I can assure you that dream will become a reality. You need to understand that life is a system of trading. And whatever you are not willing to pay a price for, you can never possess it. But once you see life as a system of trading, and you're able to let go of something, that which you have let go of something is going to come back to you. Like the mother hen. Mother hen will never get off the eggs that she's laid, because he knows that after 21 solid days, those eggs are no longer going to be eggs, but there's life in those eggs. My friend, my brother, my sister, uncle, if you're watching this program, I believe this is the best program. You must, every time you hear about it, watch it. Tune in and watch it, because this is a program that I believe if you keep watching it, your life is not only just going to be transformed, but your life is going to be turned around for the better. But above all, the question I want to ask you as you bring this program to a close is this: in whose life, in whose hands have you kept your life? You see, I'm wearing a suit. I bought this suit maybe for $200 or maybe for even $100. But if I put the same suit on Jesus Christ, people will fight and pay a price for it. I can go to any shopping mall and buy a tennis ball. That tennis ball for me is just about 20 Ghana cedis or maybe $50. But put the same tennis ball in the hand of Serena Williams, and that 50 Ghana cedi tennis ball all of a sudden becomes like a $500,000 tennis ball. I can go and buy a golf club, my friend. That same golf club in my hand, which costs about $200, put the same golf club in the hands of Tiger Woods, and that golf club, my friend, becomes $1 million golf club. If you gave me a little stone, I'll go to my village and kill some birds with it. But put the same stone in the hands of David, you will bring down a Goliath. I'm asking you, in whose hands have you kept your life? If you gave me a nail, I'll go to Ayoko, my hometown, and build a house with it. But put the same nail in the hands of Jesus Christ, and the whole generation is delivered. The question I'm asking you, in whose hands have you kept your life? If you have a dream, you know where you are going, and you believe that that dream is important for you, leave your life in the hands of Jesus. And I assure you, your life will never, ever be the same. That dream is a possibility. So go for it and never give up. You can make it.
Wonderful, thrilling moments and the bitter experiences of Dei-Tumi. You know, sometimes you wonder where God is. God can just pick somebody from nowhere and make him a somebody in life. He will pick you from the miry clay and set you high above. You know what? I want you to understand that there is nothing that is impossible. You can also do it in life. Don't let anybody discourage you. I am just signing out, you know, as usual. I will tell you that you don't have to know who a person is before you respect that person. That person might be the password to your breakthrough. It's me, Humphrey. Until same time next week on the same station, I sign out.